If you've ever stood in the middle of your house at 2 in the morning trying to figure out which smoke detector is chirping, you already know the frustration I'm about to discuss. You turn your head one way, it sounds like it's coming from the hallway. You turn the other way, it sounds like it's coming from the bedroom. You drag out the ladder, pop the battery on the one you think is the culprit, and 30 seconds later, a different detector starts chirping somewhere else. That's not just a late night annoyance. It's a symptom of a decision most homeowners never realized they made, and it's the decision I want to walk you through today. Because when it comes to smoke detectors, most people think the choice was made for them. Either the builder put them in, or local code required them, and that was that. But there's actually a real decision here, and it affects your safety, your insurance rates, and how much friction you deal with every year for as long as you own the house. I'm a 20-year professional installer, and in this video, I'll walk you through which smoke detector system your home actually needs. Before we get into the types of smoke detector systems, let's frame the real decision. The first question isn't which brand or which technology. The first question is this: do you want your smoke detectors monitored or not? Monitored means when a detector goes off, someone outside your home knows about it. Typically a monitoring center that can dispatch the fire department whether you're home or not. Not monitored means the detector sounds an alarm inside your home and that's it. If you're there, you hear it. If you're not, you don't. Both paths are legitimate. Both can meet code, but they lead to very different systems with very different costs, capabilities, and maintenance demands. So let's walk through the three paths most homeowners will end up choosing from. Path 1 is line voltage smoke detectors. This is what's in most homes, and in most jurisdictions it's the baseline requirement for an occupancy certificate. These are hardwired to your home's main electrical circuit, with a 9-volt backup battery in each detector. They're typically interconnected, meaning if one goes off, they all go off, which is excellent for life safety because everyone in the house hears the alarm regardless of where the fire starts. That's the good news. Here's the part most homeowners don't think about. Line voltage detectors are almost never monitored. They sound locally, and that's where the notification chain ends. If a fire starts while you're at work or on vacation, nobody outside your home is alerted. They also have no supervision. That means there's no system anywhere checking whether each detector is still working correctly. The only way you find out a detector has a problem is when you physically test it, or when it starts chirping at 2 in the morning. And that chirp, the one I opened with, comes from the 9-volt backup battery getting low. Because you can't tell which detector is chirping without getting up and investigating, and because open floor plans and hard surfaces make the sound bounce unpredictably, most installers recommend just replacing every battery and every detector in the house at the same time every year. Get the ladder out once, do them all. Path 2 is a monitored fire alarm system. This is where your smoke detectors are connected to your security alarm system, and a central monitoring station knows the moment any detector trips. Here's what changes when you go monitored. First, every detector gets its own labeled zone. Instead of somewhere in the house, your panel tells you exactly which detector tripped, which one has a low battery, and which one needs attention. No more chirp hunt at 2 in the morning. Second, every detector is supervised. The alarm panel checks in on each one regularly. If a detector has a problem, you know automatically. And every detector has tamper detection. If something's wrong with it, the system flags it. Third, and this is the one most homeowners don't realize, monitored fire alarm systems often qualify for a larger discount on your homeowner's insurance than intrusion monitoring alone. Check with your insurance carrier for the specifics, but I've seen homeowners recoup a meaningful chunk of their monitoring cost through the fire monitoring discount alone. There's one more advantage of monitored systems worth knowing about, and it's about how the detectors actually detect. Most line voltage detectors use a technology called ionization detection. It triggers fast on flaming fires, but it's also more prone to false alarms: kitchen smoke, fireplace smoke, shower steam. Monitor detectors typically use photoelectric detection, which is faster on smoldering fires and far less prone to nuisance alarms. And it matters. Per NFPA research, most fatal home fires are smoldering, not flaming. Some monitored systems also add a feature called alarm verification, which cuts false alarms down even further. If false alarms have ever made you yank the battery out of a smoke detector, this is why monitored systems handle it better. Now, there are two ways to build a monitored fire alarm system, and which one fits your home depends mostly on your situation. Wireless monitored detectors talk to your alarm panel over a radio frequency and often use lithium batteries that last years, not months. Wireless detectors are the easiest to retrofit into an existing home. Hardwired monitored detectors use low-voltage wiring powered by the alarm panel itself. No battery to maintain in any detector. This is ideal for new construction where the wiring gets designed into the build. Retrofitting hardwired detectors into a finished home is possible depending on the circumstance, but can be challenging. One important caveat for hardwired specifically: if your security system is ever decommissioned or taken offline, your fire detection goes offline with it. That's a real trade-off to know going in. Now here's the path almost nobody talks about, and it's the one I want to make sure you don't miss. If you already have line voltage smoke detectors, which most homes do, you don't have to rip them out to get monitoring. There's a device called a wireless smoke detector listener. You mount it near one of your existing line voltage detectors, and when that detector sounds its alarm, the listener hears it and reports a fire alarm signal over wireless to your security panel. One listener, strategically placed, can bring your entire existing smoke detector setup into a monitored alarm system, as long as your detectors are properly interconnected, so they all sound when any single detector trips. This is a genuinely elegant solution for a specific type of homeowner, someone who already has working line voltage detectors and doesn't want to deal with a major retrofit, but wants the monitoring capability and the insurance discount that comes with it. There's one dependency to be aware of. This whole approach rests on your existing detectors being properly interconnected. If your line voltage detectors don't all sound together, the listener won't hear what it needs to hear. So before you go this route, confirm your existing setup is interconnected and functioning properly. So, which path does your home actually need? Line voltage only makes sense if you're meeting minimum code, you're comfortable with locally sounding alarms only, you don't need monitoring, and you're willing to accept the annual battery change ritual and the occasional 2 a.m. chirp hunt. A fully monitored system, wireless or hardwired, makes sense if you want detection when you're not home, you want the insurance discount, and you want individual detector level reporting so you know exactly what's happening and where. Wireless is ideal for retrofits. Hardwired is ideal for new construction, where you can design the wiring into the build. The retrofit listener path makes sense if you already have properly interconnected line voltage detectors. You don't want a full smoke detector replacement, but you do want monitoring and the insurance discount. It's the lowest friction way to add monitoring to an existing setup. The point of this video isn't to tell you which path is right. It's to make sure you know you're making a choice. Most homeowners end up with whatever the builder installed or whatever satisfied the inspector, and they never revisit it. But your smoke detector system has real implications for your safety, your insurance costs, and the maintenance friction you'll deal with for as long as you own the house. If you're building, renovating, or upgrading your security system, this is the moment to actually decide, not default. If this was helpful, I'd genuinely love to know which path fits your house in the comments. Are you line voltage only, fully monitored, or somewhere in between? And if you know someone who's just gone through the 2 a.m. chirp hunt, send this their way. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.